What's up, team? Good evening. I'm here to educate you guys on the tweezer tops and tweezer bottom pattern on the candlesticks. So I'm gonna show you guys a quick review on it. Basically, I'll pull up some live charts and show you where I see them at, and we'll see the reaction from there. So just to say they're true to the move, all right? And like I told you guys before, when these patterns come up, they don't have to be exactly identical as the picture. They just gotta look somewhat like it. You'll see what I mean in a minute. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. And I'm also gonna discuss trend lines as well. So it's gonna be trend lines and tweezer tops and tweezer bottoms discussion on this video. Okay, so we got SPY up, right? So right here is a example of a tweezer bottom. So let me pull up the tweezer bottom photo that I had posted in the chat. 1 second, team. Right here, let me airdrop this so you guys could see. Boom. Okay, look, tweezer bottoms and tweezer tops. These are the patterns that I was indicating. So tweezer tops formation is viewed as a bearish reversal pattern seen at the top of an uptrend. So it has to be like this, a red and a green, a red and a green, same thing, tweezer tops. This is tweezer bottom, I'm sorry. This is tweezer bottom, this is tweezer top. So tweezer bottoms is basically the complete opposite. So these are the patterns that I'm going to discuss, all right? All right. So we got SPY here, right, team? So what pattern you guys think this one is? This is tweezer bottom right here. It came at the bottom, actually at the very bottom of the SPY intraday trading, and it bounced. It wasn't a huge bounce, but it went at least to the my 9. This is my 9 EMA. So it went from 398 all the way to 398.5. That's a good move. So this is an example of a tweezer bottom. Well, now I have another chart that also shows it. Got Apple. Okay, so Apple actually put a tweezer top right here. Look, team, right on my moving average. Wicks. It's not exactly like the photo, but it's somewhat. So after this green one, so his tweezer top got in. Why? Action happened at the top right here at this price action, right on the moving average. This is my 50 EMA. We got 147 rejection on Apple, straight down to 146, and you could have just held it all day. So I want you guys to keep in mind when these patterns happen, especially on moving averages or EMAs, whichever ones you have up, and these patterns do happen, that's usually the strong move. So you got to be able to spot these things. And some traders wouldn't even spot this because they don't know the pattern and they don't see no volume. So they wouldn't even take the move as serious. But if you know your patterns and you spot this, you'll know, oh, I could take a swing or possibly on this move because it rejected right on my moving average. And that was a pattern, a strong pattern. So the tweezer top happened and Apple had no chance from there. It went straight down all day. What else has it? Um, Google, I believe, has it. Yeah, look, it's not like I told you guys, it doesn't have to be perfect. So right here, Google did it today. These two. Wick, rejection on VWAP. 97 went straight to 96.5. Not a bad move. I think it has it one more time, team. 1 second. No. Oh, yep. Right here, look. So let's look at Google on the 29th, right, team? So Tweezer bottom, right at the bottom of the chart. This is definitely a bottom zone. Why? Because look, right here, it reacted. Right here, it reacted. So if I want to draw a trend line, which I'm going to discuss with you guys, you go with the lows. You got to go from the lows all the way up. That's how you start your trend lines from the bottom. And when you start your trend lines from the top, it's vice versa. You go from the tops all the way up. So if I draw a trend line, it'll be like this. Obviously, if I was drawing this trend line before all these moves appeared on my chart, I will be guiding it this way. You understand? So I'll guide it this way until stuff keeps on building and I won't push it up. I have to stay on the angle. You cannot move your trend line side, left. Once you start building, you got to keep going in an angle. So I'll explain a little bit what I mean. Okay. So tweezer bottom there, it bounced. I think that's it on this one. I think Microsoft has it too. I'm just showing you guys live examples so you can see where my head is at and what I'm trying to show you guys. Does Microsoft have? Um, no, I don't think Microsoft had one. So it was Spy, Apple, and Google. I think that was it. Let me verify real quick. Yeah, it was those. Let me talk about trend lines right now. So trend lines, guys. There's two ways you could do this. There's intraday trend line, then you could do like 3-month trend lines. So I'm gonna show you guys intraday trend line first. So let's discuss today. Today, right? SPY sold off again, unfortunately. So I have posted this trend line right here in the chart. I mean, I'm sorry, in the chat, in the FOMO room, when it was like around here. I was yeah, it was actually around this area, this price zone. It was basically not going above my 9 EMA the whole time. It was just rejected. So I had a trend line there basically to guide me to see if it'll break. So I just kept extending my trend line down. So a lot of people have trouble drawing trend lines because they don't know if they should go this way or they should go this way or that way. So I'm here to guide you. Basically, this is how it works. You have to start with the highs. So the high range of the intraday. So SPY high, unfortunately, was the opening bell, you could say. So you just take it, the trend line tool. You're gonna draw it all the way down in between your moving averages. Don't try to go off your moving averages at all. So you keep trying to guide them in between your moving averages, because remember, you're trying to see how the the ticker or whatever you're trying to play. We're talking about SPY, so you're trying to see how SPY is going to react when they're approaching these moving averages. Usually, if it breaks the moving averages and holds, sometimes it goes bullish. So you got to keep your trend line in between that. So I have the VWAP, the 9, the 21, the 50, and the 200 up. but the most visible ones are the 921 and VWAP. So I'm drawing my trend line like this, the whole day. And remember, I said power hour today. I said power hour is going to be the move because SPY's been selling off all day, and I was drawing my trend line, and I saw how SPY was basically consolidating in a price range at the end of the day. It wasn't selling off like it was the first 3 to 4 hours in the market. Like here, it started consolidating a little bit. Look, see, started making a bounce on, especially the last hour and a half or so, almost 2. It stood at this level. So my trend line was basically intersecting the bars already. And what happened? SPY reacted. It ripped up. So you could use this as guide for your entries on play. And it's valid. Look, as soon as my trend line break, look at what happened. RSI ripped. I'm showing you guys everything. RSI went crazy. And MACD, look. Sorry. Obviously, you're not going to be able to match it like that. I apologize. Look, MACD right here. Started crossing, increased. So let's go to other spots, right? Let's look at this day. So remember what I said, you use it as guidance. Oh, sorry. So we got SPY Monday now, right? So this is the trend line that I drew for Monday, right here. SPY opened up. Let me show you. SPY opened up again. At the open was one of the highs for SPY. So I took my trend line. I'm keeping it near my MAs. So another thing that helps you tell yourself you're doing the trend line correct is when the wicks or the close of a candle is actually touching. So that's how you basically go off. So you're trying to make touches at a reasonable at a reasonable point in between these moving averages that I have up. So I have that touching, then it touch over here. So I gotta proceed. Keep at an angle. Remember what I told you guys. Keep at an angle. Keep at an angle. SPY never even attempted, which makes sense why we ended up being more red today. It never attempted to even go up or any type of strength towards the trend line or even go above the 9 estimated moving average for 2 days already. Look, it's been rejected. Can't even get above it. So it was 2 bear days, and that's what we got. Now, look at what happened at the close on Friday. Yes. This is the opposite way now we join the trend line from the bottom up. So how do you do that? The exact same frame of thought. You understand? You got to go from the bottom, lows, and an angle up. So the bottom lows on Friday was right here. So you going, remember, start trying to go towards your EMAs. Once you touch a bar, you follow it. You extend it out. You extend it out in between your EMAs. You don't go through like that. You keep going out. So what happened on this day? So once you extended it from the bottom, from the low, and you got how many touches? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Because remember, the whole point of drawing trend lines, I forgot to state this before talking about trend lines, is to try to get the most touches because you're trying to get the best odds on the play going up or down. So usually when there's a lot of touches on a certain price point or a trend line or a certain level on the intraday, like if you see a certain price point where it likes to react and it touched 3 or 4 times, most likely the 5th time it's going to go there, it's going to do the same move. So that's the whole point of trend lines as well. So you're trying to make it touch at least 2 to 3 times, not even, I'll say 3 times or more before it could actually break through and make sense with your other indicators with like the RSI and the MACD and the volume and etc. So right here we got the trend line to touch 3 times. And then after hours, what happened if you extended it? It literally went under the trend line. And look, SPY's been going down ever since. So let's go to another day. So here we go, another day. Look, take the highs of the opening on Thursday. Yep. So you go at the top. Remember, you were trying to go near the EMA. So we going down, we going down, we going down. You could have been doing it like this. Before these other bars started, you could have been doing it like this. And then you got to start extending it because you're trying to get more touches in between the EMAs. And then from there, that's at least three touches, I think, on the line graph. Let's see. Trying to count these candles right here. Hold on. We got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, and with this one will be 4. So these 3 candles touch good. And then what happens? It starts to reclaim a moving average. That's when we get bullish. Look, it got right above my orange one, which is the 9. Let's see what happens on the RSI. What's the same? Let's see what we got on the RSI once that happened. So right here, RSI rejected, went down. MACD, it did make a higher high though. MACD just got weaker and weaker. So that's not a bad entry. So you could play it that way with that one. But that's how basically trend lines work. And then when you do daily, uh, if you want to do like the monthlies, hold on. Okay. Let me just remove these drawings. I'm sorry, yeah. There we go. I'll leave the list because that's not really making any problems. So when you do the monthlies, you could do the same thing. So you could do, I like to honestly do like 1 month to 3 month. So we got December, November. All right. So what I want to look at is basically about this much. Yeah, this much of the month. So this is obviously a uptrend chart. So you go from the very low, and this will be a trend line to possibly go short. You understand? You go from the lows right here, and you just extend it. So we got 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch. So once this breaks this trend line, SPY could potentially go down to, I'll tell you guys right now, 388, 388.5 even. So that's what that's what I mean on trend lines on the 3 month or the 1 month. So that's how I use them, and vice versa. Let me see if I'll do one more for you guys. Let's see if I can find one like the opposite side. Yeah, look, you could do Apple like this if you want. Mm. whenever Apple decides to break here, but let's see what happens. But you could definitely do Apple like this easily. And once Apple gets above this trend line, basically 152, 153 on Apple sends it to 155 again. So you got one touch, two touch, three kind of here, four on this wick. Understand? So that's how I use these trend lines on the dailies and intraday charts in terms on how I trade. All right, guys. Hope you learned something. Till next time.